Can you do Michaela Bryan Valentine 8699? Can you do an updated video on how to get thicker relaxed hair? My hair has a length, but it is so thin. I need some tips. And also, do I wrap my hair every night or I just put it in a bun? I have a video on. I had an updated video on thicker relaxed hair. I think I had commented and sent you the link. Thin. So on my thick, how I got my relaxed hair to be thicker, I have an awesome video on that. I'll also tag it here so you can go ahead and look at that. Do you wrap your hair every night or I can just put it in a bun? When my hair was much shorter, I used to wrap it every night for at least the first month after it gets a perm, because then it's easier to manage and all of that. I have found out over time that wrapping the hair every night can also lead to breakage because of the manipulation. Wrapping your hair is like you're taking your hair out of it's not the way it naturally falls, because either you're gonna go on this side or gonna go in this side, so naturally it's gonna be out of the way it normally falls, and that can cause friction, and friction can lead to breakage, and it takes a lot of manipulation because you have to use your comb, you have to use your brush and all of that, and every night is definitely not something that I would recommend. Wrapping keeps your hair sleek, and you don't have to flat iron your hair all the time and all of that, but then it has its pros and cons. Anything to me that is done all the time and overly done kind of have its disadvantages, so switch it up like I do. When my hair is freshly relaxed, then for the first 2 weeks I can wrap it every night, or sometimes I wrap it and I keep it up. I'm not going anywhere, so I will have that wrap for a couple of days till I refresh it. So if the first 2 weeks you say you're wrapping it every night, then what you can do the next week, you do a light bun. Just catch your hair up, do a light little bun, no bun that is gonna cause any tension. Do it like that. Switch up the position of your bun sometimes if you don't mind your hair looking crimply in the morning. That is completely fine. You can do the crisscross bun that I was telling you about, where you kind of pull your hair like this and you kind of snap it. So I don't know if you guys can see, you kind of slap it into place like that. Twist it up, twist it, and then you can put it in your bonnet and all of that, and in the next morning you get some beautiful curls. That is another method. Anything that keeps the hair off of the shoulders, but ensure that with all of this you need to have on your bonnet, your silk scarf. Anything that keeps the hair off the shoulders is equally as good. Switch it up is best than you using one method that is kind of that can potentially be harmful. Hairline is thinning. It's just me, Danielle. Hairline is thinning. Do you have any tips on restoring edges? Of course I do. Castor oil, Jamaican black castor oil. In being serious now, because you guys know I adore Jamaican black castor oil, but in being serious, first and foremost, you have to understand what is causing the hair to thin in the first place. That is gonna be your first thing. My mom always say prevention is better than cure, and in this case it's not really prevention if it already had happened, but if you can remedy or find the reason for the thinning, then you can potentially prevent it from happening without having to find a remedy on on restoring your edges. So you can find the remedy and you go ahead and you mess it up again because you did not find the real reason why it is thinning. So if I can point out just a few reasons that can possibly be thinning your hair: excessive use of lace wigs, first and foremost. That glue that we are using to apply your wigs is not our friends. If you have hairline as mine that meets your eyebrows, the only reason why you're not seeing that is because when I shave my eyebrow, I shave those off too, but my hairline comes down to meet my eyebrow, if you can possibly tell. And with no matter where I place my lace, there's always hair there, so I just have to place it when I feel, wherever I feel, and just spray that it doesn't take my edges out. But I can imagine if it's someone who uses a lot of lace wigs, I can understand how that can potentially tear the hair out, because pretty much they say, yeah, you use alcohol and all of that and something, but as I said, too much of one thing is good for nothing, and if you're doing all the time, it's gonna thin your hair out. um Another thing, tension with how you are catching up your hair. So I know a lot of persons who love to do ponytails. They also love to do like box braids. And the thing is, and I had a video on this, box braids are good protective styling, but they're not good for your edges, in all honesty. No matter how light-handed the hairdresser is, or the stylist is, the tension that box braids put on, when they take out a little piece of your hair, especially if you do it fine, even if I do it big, and you take out a little piece of hair and a drop of hair, and remember saying, the front of your hair is literally so delicate. So no amount of taking their time can really help with the tension that the hair is gonna put. So if it is not even breaking when they're applying it, because sometimes when they're applying it, you literally hear your hair popping, you hear the popping sound of your hair popping out. Not only that, but the fact that the hair is gonna be on it, weighing it down, will remove your hair as well. So those hairstyle have their disadvantages. The most I can tell you is that limit the amount of time that you do it, and if you do it, try to get someone with a light hand who is not gonna grab onto those edges, or leave the edges out, and just kind of just use a little edge control on it to protect them. And when you are catching it up and doing your ponytail, try to do light ponytails. Guys, we're gonna move from the sleek, well gelled in, well tight ponytails. Let us move from that. All right, we're on a healthy hair journey, and we want things to not only look good, but to be good to us in the long run. So when you're doing ponytail, you're gonna use light hands. Light, even if it is not the neatest. So look at me, this, and I drop a little scrunchie in this, and I catch it up, and it looks good. So we're gonna move from us pulling our hair back until our eyes turn shiny. Sometimes this is us. When by the time we finish comb our hair, we don't have no eyes, we don't have no edges, because we're in the black community, we believe in sleek, and these are not necessarily good for the hair. So you wanna stop doing those things. How you sleep, if you sleep on a cotton pillow as well, that can cause a thinning. So you want to go for the things that that can potentially look into yourself, into what you do. All right, and you will potentially see the things that you are doing that is possibly triggering the thinning of your hair. And I can guarantee you that if you're having thinning, it is one of these things, unless it's a medical issue like alopecia, which I completely understand. The remedy that I'm gonna give you now, say yes, we have detected what is happening with our hair. We're gonna stop those negative things that we're doing to your hair now. So now we're gonna go on a journey now to restore the edges. Then we're gonna work with our Jamaican black castor oil. We're gonna have a video on Jamaican black castor oil that talks about castor oil and how you can use it and the different ways you can use it. Just to give a brief to touch on that briefly, you can use castor oil as spot treatment, where every night you apply it on the areas that are thin. Every night you apply and massage it. Otherwise, you can do it as a scalp treatment, where you apply it like a hot oil treatment. So you heat up the oil, apply it to the scalp, massage the hair in like once a week or so before you go ahead and you rinse it out the following day. Kind of like a hot oil treatment or a pre-poo. Right. You can also apply Jamaican black castor oil into your deep conditioner when you are doing a deep conditioner routine on wash day, and have that after you rinse it out. Castor oil is thick, so some of it will still leave in your hair. But the most important tip of that all is the spot treatment, where you apply it directly. Castor oil is good for thickening and restoring hair. Even persons who don't have a lot of eyelashes, they apply the castor oil to it, and they're amazed at how much lashes they end up with. So castor oil is always great, and it's definitely market and targeting to restoring hair, for thinning edges, for thinning or alopecia, and those are the things. So you're good to go with castor oil for that. I'm ITM 9562. I am 6 months stretch, had some damage for the past 2 weeks. I've been doing a homemade protein treatment. In 2 days I want to use a box relaxer. Is it safe to use a box relaxer? No. And I was going to do the ORS one. Oh, you're saying for the past 2 weeks you're having a damage. Oh, your 6 months stretch. Okay, girly, I'm gonna tell you, when you are stretching, it's a good thing, but if you do stretch past a certain times, you can have breakage as well. So you want to stretch your hair, but not everybody's sweet spot is 6 months. I think, what's her name, Brianna Rache, she stretches for 6 months, I believe, and her hair does amazing with that. Me, I can't do that. I had stretched for 6 months or 5 months at a point, and my hair just didn't thrive, but in that 6 month stretch I was able to kind of lose a lot of the dead hair, and I was fine with that because I was gonna do like not a big chop, but I was gonna cut off a significant amount, so I didn't mind. But normally when persons stretch for that long, they end up with a lot of damage to their ends. So if you're not trying to transition, don't go for a 6 month stretch. 3 month stretch is completely fine. If you're doing a protein treatment, no, are you saying, so since it's been 2 weeks since you had the breakage, I would recommend doing a relaxer. No, you said you're doing a homemade protein treatment. I hope you're doing not just making a protein treatment, but go for the Alpha G. I have products that I recommend, and Alpha G is one of them. If you are having severe breakage, Alpha G is gonna restore the hair to a good in the first use. So you wanna use that heavy protein to help with the. And then if you use a box relaxer after that, it doesn't matter. Some persons use the box relaxer before or after relaxer. It doesn't matter. I personally do protein treatment after the relaxer, but since you had been doing protein treatment prior, have your hair kind of rest, do a protein treatment for at least a month, and wait a month, then you do a box relaxer, and it's completely safe. Go for the ORS one. It is an amazing brand. You won't have a problem with the ORS. That is completely fine. But your damage is gonna, more than likely, if you are following good tips and you have a good regimen and everything, and you're taking care of your hair, and you are seeing breakage after 6 month stretch, it could be that because you're stretching for too long. You have to find a sweet spot. I can't recommend it, but 3 months is naturally always good for persons. Some persons stretch for more, but in your case, obviously 6 months is not a good sweet spot for you. So go off of that and see if that works for you, because I believe that will put you in a better state. Alright, so those are the videos, guys. It didn't ask me a lot of videos, which is kind of disappointing, because like, then again, I have a lot of informative videos. So I'm gonna take it that you guys have learned a lot, you don't really have any questions, and you're clear on everything. Guys, I do want to keep this question and answer segment going, so even if I don't have a lot of questions to do a video, if you ask me a question, I will probably pick a few questions to include in random videos, and I'll just shout you guys out with the questions and adjust these questions like a question for the day kind of vibe, and we can do it like that, so I can, you know, share the knowledge for other persons who does not read through the comments. Guys, if there's anything that you're clear, and if you like the tips in this video, definitely leave them down in the comment box below. Guys, if you like, comment. Don't leave the video, guys, without liking, commenting, because these are what is going to tell YouTube that this is a good video and I can recommend it to everyone. So do not leave the video, guys, without engaging. This is going to help me out a lot, and that is all I ask. If you have not already subscribed, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel and become a part of the family. We have an awesome gang here, guys. So guys, that is all that I have for you in today's video, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!